You are going to be hearing from LISD Superintendent Dr. Cynthia Rios. You will be also hearing from our Police Chief, Doreen Hale, and she will be followed by the City of Laredo Police Department Chief, Miguel Rodriguez. And at this time, I would like to call upon our Superintendent, Dr. Cynthia Rios.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin, first of all, with a very big thank you to all of our law enforcement agencies who have collaborated with us continuously throughout the years, this and every single day, to ensure that our students and staff are safe. As you may well know, there are always calamities and tragedies throughout the state. And one of the things that we have really focused on throughout the last several years has really been how do we prioritize safety within our schools, but in a way that is collaborative and at the same time gives us the opportunity to know what's going on and to also depend on our community partners. So therefore, we'd like to thank not only the Laredo Police Department, but to our Constable, Precinct 2, and as well as the Sheriff's Department, and everyone who has worked together to keep our schools safe. I know that the question may come up, well, what makes this a different kind of press conference than any other time in which we have addressed you or addressed our parents? We want to make sure that there is an understanding that every single person in our district, in our learning community, is important. Whether they happen to be a student, a staff member, as well as anyone visiting our schools. But that is part of the priority that we have. The other priority is that we extend the full force of the law into anyone who at any time creates a threat to our students, our staff, our facilities, and to our learning community, period. And there are threats, and one of the things that we would like to be able to do is to communicate that we are going to be working together as partners. And to anyone out there who is either a student or an adult or anyone coming from anywhere, if you pose a threat to Laredo ISD, to anyone in our Laredo ISD, or to anything that we do as a community, then we will pursue the fullest extent of prosecution. So while this may just be an act of youngsters, we do not take it that way. Every single threat is serious to us. Every single threat deserves to be investigated. Every single threat must be acted upon. And because of the wonderful work that our Laredo ISD Police Department does in conjunction with Laredo Department and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, who continuously works to update our protocols, to put them in place, and then also to make sure that there's a monitoring going on of every single thing that happens on our campuses. To further elaborate, we have almost 21,000 students. There are almost 4,000 employees in our school district. And so this is a very big task. And it does demand that continuous collaboration and work from every single person, every single individual in our school district, as well as us working with our agencies. Our agencies, just to give you a very small briefing, because I know that Police Chief Hale here, as well as Police Chief Rodriguez are going to give you more information. All of this began with an announcement or a notice to us about midnight. But from midnight through this morning, very early in the morning before classes were convened, there was swift action that was taken. 2 students were arrested at the middle school level. And we, as a school district, are going to be able to pursue our student code of conduct consequences, as well as those consequences that are outlined by our local law enforcement agencies, as well as our federal agencies, should that ever happen. Now, we ask that you continue to be part of this effort. Every school is a part of our community. It doesn't matter what school district we are from. All of our children belong to all of us. And so we ask that you continuously support our See Something, Say Something, but be able to say it to the appropriate people so that there can actually be a do something from our Laredo ISD Police Department as well as our local law enforcement agencies. Thanks to this great collaboration that we have had for many, many years, we know that we are here to protect our children, to protect our staff, and to do everything within our power to continue an environment where learning is valued in a safe, secure way. Whenever we talk about somebody posting something and we say, well, nothing happened. Yes, something does happen. We are interrupting that safety and security that is expected in every one of our schools. We are also interrupting instruction that every single child deserves. So Laredo ISD acted quickly today, and we were able to suspend classes at Sinaloa Middle as well as Sinaloa High School. We were able to put the surrounding elementaries on a high alert, and we are still continuing an investigation because we want to make sure that we leave no stone unturned. But this can only happen if we continue to work together. So once more, I'm very grateful for the work that is being done by all of our law enforcement agencies. We thank you ahead of time. We know that you're going to keep on collaborating with us, and we know that whatever you teach us, we can extend that learning to every single one of our staff members, to every single one of our parents. And so with that thought in mind, I would like to ask our police chief to give you a little bit more information, followed by our police chief over here. And then Ms. Monica Garcia will give us a little bit of an insight as to what the board is actually doing to support all of the actions that we do that are necessary to protect our schools, our students, our staff, and our larger community. Chief?
Today I'm going to talk to you about the events that took place starting, like Dr. Leo said, very early this morning. At approximately 12:06 a.m., LISD Police Department received a phone call by the Laredo Police Department with a possible threat to one of our schools. And that is when we started collaborating with the Laredo Police Department and giving them the information that they need, the demographics of the students that were involved in this threat. As an extra layer of protection, the Laredo ISD Police Department made a sweep at the school to check for any weapons that may have been left behind or may be there. At no point were we ever told that there were any weapons at the school, but that was an extra layer of protection that we decided to take. No weapons were found at the school. I'm going to speak about the consequences of something like this and what the students can basically see. If you threaten our schools or the safety of our schools, our students, our staff, you can be charged criminally with felony charges of terroristic threats or other charges as well. Now, administratively, it's a mandatory placement at Lara Academy or a discretionary placement at JJAP. I want the public to know that at no point were any of our other schools in danger or threatened at all, but the surrounding schools were placed on higher alert. I also want to thank, like Dr. Leo said, the other police department agencies that assisted this morning, Constable Precinct 2, Mike Villarreal, LPD, of course, and Sheriff's Department for helping us patrol the area as well, and all the involvement in the investigation that took place. Thank you, Chief, for always being there for us. I'd also like to say to the community, I received an LPD call with the threat, but to the community, I also received information from the community throughout the evening of these threats. And I want to thank the community because without you, I want you to know that we don't always know about all the threats that happen in our school. It takes people like you that reached out to us. I had more than 10 people send me that information from the community, and like I said, I'm grateful. And like Dr. Leo said, thank you for supporting our campaign of see something, say something. But here at LISD, we like to say, if you see something or hear something, please say something so that we, the police, can do something. And I don't only say we, LISD Police, but Police Department, Sheriff's Office, all in collaboration.
Good morning, Chippy Rodriguez, City of Laredo Police Department. Once again, we're here trying to make sure that we push out the information we worry about, what's going to happen, and it shouldn't be like that. Every time that we drop our kids, we want to make sure that they're safe. And I want to say that they are safe. I know that, LISD and UISD, PD do a very good job in protecting our students and our kids, as well as the staff. And, every time that we do get information about a threat, we act swiftly. And we act very, very rapidly to make sure that the threat is eliminated. And what happened is that this morning, yesterday, early this morning at about 5 a.m., we ended up deploying assets from the Tactical Investigations Bureau to make sure that the threat that was given to us did not reach the schools. We also deployed patrolmen to the school and the school areas to make sure that none of it, that there would be visibility from the police department, and making sure that if for whatever reason any person was thinking of doing anything, that they would think twice about doing it. We ended up deploying the resources to about approximately three houses. Those three houses, we made contact with the parents of these individuals. The parents decided to cooperate with law enforcement, and we thank you for that. At the same time, we did get confessions of these juveniles that they were going to be school shooters. And with that, we affected and detained them, going with the county attorney's advice, and making sure that we placed the two juveniles that ended up saying that they were going to do this, detaining them and taking them to the juvenile center. More than anything, they were charged with terroristic threat, impairment of public service, public fear, felony 3. The amount of resources that it takes to do this kind of investigations is a lot. We have upwards of, at one time, 6 to 7 detectives working in these cases. Aside from that, the uniformed personnel that are deployed to the areas, it takes a lot of resources. And to anybody, to any kid that's out there that's trying to make a joke out of this is no joke. We're going to take this very seriously. We know what happened in Georgia. We know what's happened before in other schools, and we're not going to let it happen here. So if you think it's a joke, think about it twice, because we know it's not a joke, and we don't take it as a joke. So don't post things that is going to come back to haunt you, because it will. It will completely mess with your career. Everything that you do from here on, that is going to be there forever, that you posted a threat to a school. So again, I want to remind also the parents to make sure that they convey this to their children, that this is no joke. To make sure that they understand that anything you post cannot be erased. They screenshot those things and it comes to us. And we're going to investigate it, and we're going to make sure we apply the proper charges to it. So again, make sure you talk to your children, make sure you have visibility on their social media platforms, and advise them of the consequences that this brings to your child, especially at 12 years old. This is the age of these two female juveniles, 12 years old. That is very sad to have to detain a 12-year-old for something that they think or thought it was a joke. So again, we instill this on every staff member from our schools, but more than anything to our parents, they need to do their part. I'll keep on reminding that over and over again, that we need to do more. So with that, we're going to continue assessing these two females. We're going to send our mental health unit to assess them, making sure that they're not going to continue being a threat to the public or to our schools. After that, we're going to continue working together with our LISD police and our LISD community to make sure that if they're a threat, that they don't come back to school. So again, everybody gets involved after the fact. We need to make sure that we get involved before. We need to make sure that we get involved so that we can prevent things from happening. This is after the fact. They already did the threat. Here we are saying that this shouldn't happen. So it's before the fact that we need to get involved. So I keep pushing that we want to prevent things from happening. We don't want to have a reactive type of reaction. So again, I do want to thank LISD for always being very collaborative with PD, our superintendent that answers the phone at all times, and continue working together for anything that arises. But more than anything is to continue pushing the note to the students and to the public and to the parents. Don't take this as a joke. We'll go to rest. Buenos días. Aquí de nuevo, un breve de lo que sucedió en la mañana. Aproximadamente ayer, como a las 12 de la madrugada, se recibió una información de un padre de familia de una amenaza a la escuela Laredo ISD. Esta amenaza se logró encontrar en una de las plataformas sociales. De ahí en adelante se informó al Departamento de Policía de Laredo ISD, así como a los superintendentes, y se pudo lograr una investigación. Inmediatamente los investigadores del TAC surgieron a los domicilios donde se ubicaban las personas que hicieron estas amenazas. Se logró tomar la información de estas personas, son personas menores, ellas mismas, menores de 12 años. Se tomó los datos y se logró encontrar de que ellas sí fueron las personas indicadas en esa plataforma que hicieron esas amenazas. No nomás eso, pero se platicó entre amigas, y igual como les informé hace un rato de que esto lo hicieron como algo de que para poder, que no iban a hacerlo como un enfoque de que iba a pasar, pero más como un juego. Y eso lo vuelvo a repetir, de que aunque lo tomen como un juego, nosotros no lo tomamos como un juego. Entonces ahorita ya están detenidas con cargos de una felonía tercera, son cargos bien graves. Entonces le volvemos a notificar a los padres de familia que chequen las redes sociales, que chequen las plataformas sociales de sus hijos, y que les hablen con ellos, platiquen con ellos y les digan que algo de este nivel, aunque lo tomen como un juego, no es un juego. Va a perjudicar la vida de sus hijos, como cuando pasa una situación de esta manera, de que lo toman como un juego y toman diciendo que era una amenaza a una escuela. Entonces, de aquí en adelante, seguimos trabajando juntos con el ISD, con diferentes agencias, para seguir tomando el informe del público, pero más que nada es de que tenemos que trabajar antes de que suceda, no cuando sucede. Aquí estamos, ya sucedió, se hizo la amenaza, ya se hizo el arresto, pero esto es después de todo eso. Entonces tenemos que trabajar para que sea antes de todo eso. Platicar con ellos para que no hagan y no tomen esto como un juego.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Garcia. I am the LISD board member and representative of District 7, which oversees Cigarro High School, Cigarro Middle School, elementaries, Zachary Elementary, Ligarda Elementary, San Antonio Elementary, and also Caguas Elementary. So this was very alarming news for me. That woke me up, and it is alarming because you're in that area, day in and day out. But also, I want to thank the Laredo Police Department, our police department, the sheriff department, constable. I mean, it's just a collaborative effort that cannot go unnoticed because of the fact that it was mitigated as quickly as it was. We in the board always, we have always worked in collaborative efforts to make sure and ensure any security measure that needs to be taken in place and voted upon, to always make sure that we set the monies that are needed to make sure that we provide that school safety for our students. And we have never, not one board member has ever voted no to provide the security measures that we do. Obviously, as you many can see, while walking into the PAC auditorium or walking into this building, there's metal detectors in every single door, that provide that extra security, for not only our staff members or, administrators, but also it provides that school safety once the children come into our schools. But I just want to say to the parents at home, please after we see these collaborative efforts from these agencies that have provided, this mitigation process and this collaborative effort to make sure that the arrests that have to be done are done, but also the collaborative efforts needs to go home and our parents, I urge our parents to work in collaborative efforts with us because you have to be vigilant, of social media platforms that our children are now engaging themselves on. The activities that they, partake in, not only in the school, but also outside the school. I mean, that collaborative effort is going to be key to providing that safe environment that we continue to provide for our students. And now lo voy a decir en español, sí le quiero dar gracias a nuestras agencias policíacas, tanto como de LISD como del Departamento de Laredo también, para el Web County, los contestables. Todas estas agencias trabajaron juntos esta mañana tuvimos que cerrar Cigarroa Middle School y Cigarroa High School como una medida extrema para poder hacer la investigación y que se quitara cualquier cosa, que no hubiera nada de threat en las escuelas. Pero al mismo tiempo sí le quiero avisar a nuestros padres en casa que nos ayuden a vigilar a nuestros hijos con cualquier plataformas sociales que hayan allá afuera. Sí, vigílense a sus hijos para poder que estén más informados a través de las actividades que tienen no nomás en la escuela, sino también afuera de la escuela, para que estas cosas no vuelvan a suceder. Porque aparte de nosotros tener la colaboración que tenemos ahorita ya con nuestras agencias policíacas, también es importante tener esa colaboración con nuestros padres en casa, porque son ustedes los que nos ayudan a nosotros a mantener nuestras escuelas seguras y fuera de cualquier peligro que pueda mostrarse para nuestros estudiantes. Con eso sí les quiero dar gracias de parte de la mesa directiva de la ISD y de parte de nuestra superintendente, la doctora Silvia Ríos, por tomar las medidas extremas que se tuvieron que tomar hoy este día para enseñarle a nuestra comunidad aquí en Laredo que no vamos a estar tomando ningún threat para nuestros estudiantes de una forma no alarmante. Ahorita con todo lo que ha sucedido a través de nuestra nación, pienso yo que es importante tomar las medidas extremas que se tengan que tomar para mantener nuestras escuelas seguras. Por eso sí les doy muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros de parte del Laredo Independent School District. Sí les agradecemos a todas nuestras noticias que estén aquí para poder enviar el mensaje a casa. Gracias.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here once more. We will be resuming classes tomorrow at all of our schools. But even with that being said, I would like to be able to say that every single school in our school district, every single day, we will be watching to see what else we can do to improve all of our protocols and to improve all of the processes that will actually support all of the actions that our Laredo ISD Police Department takes, as well as our Laredo PD and any other local law enforcement agency. It is true. It is sad to think that a 12-year-old can actually incite this kind of a situation. But it would be sadder to see if this kind of situation actually became a reality. So again, to reiterate, as Trustee Garcia has said, and all of our Board of Trustees, as well as our local law enforcement agencies and our own Laredo ISD PD, it is important that everyone take that responsibility to ensure that our schools are safe. And that goes all the way down to our parents and our other community members, whether we belong to LISD, UISD, or to any other school district in the area. Every bit of information that you can give to support our efforts to keep everyone safe, those efforts are truly, truly appreciated. With that being said, thank you so much for being here with us today. A very big thank you, and our vigilance is only going to increase with every day that we start the year with. We started the year with. It is unfortunate. It is now football season. It is the season where all of our kids are engaged in so many extracurricular activities. We want their memories to be positive memories, to be memories that they will carry on as adults and in their own families. So once more, thank you for all of the work that you do on behalf of Laredo ISD and our Laredo ISD teaching and learning community. Thank you.